All right, let's dive right in. PayPal just dropped what seems like a tiny little update, but trust me, it could actually be a pretty big deal for how millions of us are going to be sending and getting paid. You know that moment, right? You're trying to split the check, or maybe get paid back for something, and you have to awkwardly spell out your super long email address or that weird PayPal username you made back in 2008. It's it's a little clumsy. It's a small thing, sure, but it's definitely a point of friction. So PayPal is stepping in to fix that exact problem. They're introducing something that's honestly pretty simple, but also pretty smart: personalized payment links. The whole idea here is super straightforward. Instead of dishing out your personal info, you can now just whip up a custom link and share it to ask for money. It's a simple tweak, but it really makes the entire experience feel way more modern and just smooth.
Okay, so how does this actually play out in the real world? Let's break down the nuts and bolts of it.
It's basically a simple three-step process. First, you create your link right there in the PayPal app. Step 2, you share it wherever you're chatting with someone, in a text, a DM, an email, whatever. And boom, step 3, the money hits your account instantly. It's really that easy. Now for the key details. It's launching first for folks in the US, but if you're in the UK, Italy, or a few other places, don't worry. It's coming your way later this month. And here's a cool security touch. The links aren't permanent. They actually expire after 10 days, which is pretty smart. And of course, the best part? The payments are instant. No waiting around. But hold on. This update is about more than just convenience. It's also about what you can actually send. We're not just talking about dollars here. PayPal is also opening up its peer-to-peer service for crypto. So now you can send and receive Bitcoin, Ethereum, and even PayPal's own stablecoin, PYUSD, all right inside the app. That's a big step. So you gotta ask, why this and why now? I mean, on the surface, it's just a link, right? But if you dig a little deeper, you start to see a much bigger strategy at play. This quote from one of PayPal's top execs, Diego Scotti, absolutely nails it. He says, "Your money follows your conversations." And that's the whole point, right? They want paying someone to feel like a natural part of a text conversation, not some separate chore you have to stop and switch apps for. And it looks like this strategy is already paying off. They're rolling out these new links because they've got some serious momentum. Get this, their peer-to-peer payment volume shot up by 10% in the second quarter alone. So this new feature is really all about pouring fuel on that fire. And let's be clear, this isn't some desperate move from a company that's on the ropes. PayPal pulled in a staggering $8.3 billion in net revenue just in Q2. They're absolutely operating from a position of massive strength here. To really put that into perspective, think about this. The company processed over $443 billion in payments in just 3 months. When you're dealing with numbers that big, even a tiny little improvement to the user experience can have a colossal impact across the whole system. All right, so let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture here, because this is really a sign of what's coming down the pipeline. You see, these new links, they're not just some cool new feature they cooked up. They're actually just the tip of the iceberg. This is the part we can see of a huge, behind-the-scenes effort to completely overhaul and modernize PayPal's entire tech infrastructure. And we're not talking small potatoes here. They are putting some serious cash behind this. PayPal is planning to spend around $300 million over the next few years just to update their technology. That's the engine that's going to power not just these links, but a whole lot more innovation in the future. Which brings us to a really interesting final thought. We started this whole thing talking about a simple payment link, right? And now we're talking about crypto and a $300 million investment in technology. So you have to wonder, could this little update actually be a quiet signal of a much, much bigger shift in how we're all going to be using money? A move towards a future where money is just part of the conversation. It's definitely something to chew on.